You can see here the coronation of the Virgin Mary. You can see the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit represents the white dove. What you see? Holy Spirit. When I come to here, those are the sponsors for the paintings, the donors who are giving a financial support. Those are the martyrs who are struggling with the non-believers for the sake of religious. And a person laid down with half profile, as I told you, non-believers. You see, those people, non-believers. Here you can see the sinners, which is in the hell. With the devil, with the flame, you can see those are the sinners in the hell. And right here is Giz. As I told you, this is the ancient language of Ethiopia. We run from the right to left, counterclockwise. You can see him, Archangel Gabriel and Michael. This is Saint Gabriel and Saint Michael. This door opened during the Mass service. The priests, they come out here. They smoke frankincense around here. And also they gave holy water for the people who are attending the Mass service. So this is the Holy of Holies, the most sacred place. You can see Peter, which is crucified upside down. One of the apostles. You can see Peter, Paul, Bartholomew, John and Thomas, Matthias, Philip and Jacob. Those are the 12 apostles, how they are suffering because of religious while they preach. No. You can see this is what we see, the Annunciation of Saint Mary by Saint Gabriel. Annunciation. Right here is Maria visiting Elizabeth while she was pregnant. Here you can see the nativity of Jesus Christ, nativity. And here the three kings, when they give a present for Jesus, like frankincense, gold and myrrh, when Jesus born. You see? You can see the accusers, they brought Jesus to Pilate. Joseph and Nicodemus, they took down Jesus to the cross. They wrap here. This is a tomb. After 3 days, the resurrection takes place here. This one is St. George, he's killing the dragon. It's really popular here in Ethiopia, actually everywhere. Right here you can see Archangel Michael and Raphael, St. Michael and St. Raphael. This is Moses. Moses, when he blessed the Red Sea is divided separately and Moses and his followers crossed the Red Sea. This is what we see, the Egyptian king, Pharaoh, when he tried to pass the Red Sea, he merged with his soldiers. You can see here the Pharaoh with half profile. You can see the drum. We call it kabaro. This is a Pharaoh. The drum, we call it kabaro. We use every ceremony for chanting this one. And here it has its own representation. This part represents the New Testament, and this part represents Old Testament. The strips, what we see here, when they beat Jesus, something which is left on his body. Scars. Yeah. When he died, they wrap with the cloth. Inside the drum, there is a piece of rock. The rock and the cloth represent. During the resurrection of Jesus Christ, only the rock and the cloth which is left on his grave. So this is its own symbol. On the very top, you can see the Last Supper. You can see Judah with half profile. He's the one who betrayed Jesus. Here is the thorn crown of Jesus Christ. He's carrying his cross. They kneel him. Crucifixion is here. When he came to here, Pilate is washing his hand just to show free from Jesus' blood. Pilate was washing his hand. You can see here. Here, multiplication of 5 loaves of bread and fish when Jesus did a miracle. And right here is the last judgment. People who are doing good things, they stand on the right hand side of Jesus, and people who are doing bad things, they stand on the left hand. And he gave a judge for the people. So this is what you see, the last judgment. When we proceed in the next part, that's the south, the exile of Mary from Jerusalem to Egypt, and also during the mass service, the women stand in that place because women and men are stand separated.
ኮፍያ ነው።
እዚህ ላይ ታምረ ማርያም ላይ ያለውን ብቻ ልንገራችሁ፣ ምክንያቱም ፖሊስ ፋይት ካለ
ይሄ አንዱ በር ነው።
አሁን ሶስተኛ መጀመሪያ ሰሜኑ ላይ አንዳየ ምዕራባን so here what we see here, it's not from the Bible, which is found in a miracle book of Saint Mary. This guy, what we see, his name is Belaisar or Simon. Actually, he is a cannibal person. You know, he was a very kind person, but once upon a time, he tempted by devils. You know, he has built his house on the street, and he take a guest like Abraham. Once upon a time, the devils came in his house and ordered him to sacrifice his son, like a wife of Abraham that tried to sacrifice his son Isaac. Then he sacrificed his son and prepared and gave for the devil. The devil said to him first to test, and he tested his son. Until that day, he continued his cannibalness. He has 878 people. After he finishing the surrounding area, he migrated to the desert to find a person. Then he got this leper person on the street, but he disliked with him because he's a leper. And then the leper was thirsty, and he asked a water by the name of Saint Mary. And he gave a drop of water by the name of Saint Mary, and he continued migrating in the desert. While he was in the desert, he died. Then the devils was taken in the hill, but Saint Mary asked her son to give a mercy, because there is a promise. One of the promise is, if anyone who donating something by your name, whenever he died, I will take him in the paradise. Jesus promised for Mary. Then Jesus ordered Saint Michael to balance the bad things and the good things. The bad things, he ate the 78 people, and the good things, he gave a water for this leper person. When he balanced, the bad things become heavy. Then Saint Mary come the place and put her finger shadow on the water, and the water is become heavy. After that day, Bela is joined to the paradise. He get a mercy. That's why this monastery, we call it Kidana Meheret, means promise of forgiveness. So nowadays, people, they gave a coin for the beggar on the street by the name of Mary, Gabriel, Michael, and so on, just to get a mercy from God. The message is, if anyone who did good things, they join to paradise. If anyone who doesn't good things, they join to hell. This is a message what we see from this painting. It's not from the Bible, which is found in a miracle book of Saint Mary.
Even the Bible is saying something.
The Bible says
Yes.
the same thing, that is true.
This is the massacres of the innocent children. You can see here, massacres of the innocents. That's why
By
Mary,
Judah.
yeah, because King Herod,
King Herod,
yeah,
yeah.
killing the innocents.
Yeah.
That's why Mary, Joseph, and Salome is exiled to the desert. You can see here the word when she exiled from Jerusalem to Egypt. And those are the sponsors for the paintings. This part, which is renovated during in the 19th century, all the paintings in this part. So this is a place for women. So in this part, we have the history of Saint Mary when she exiled from Jerusalem to Egypt. During the mass service, the women stand here, even in the second. The latecomers outside. Once the mass starts, it's not allowed to move from one place to another place. You have to stay in one place when the mass is started.
Okay. Thank you.
Let's proceed. very top, you can see John is baptized Jesus in the Jordan River when he baptized Jesus. And here you can see temptation of Jesus Christ when he tempted his devil in the desert. When he came down, you can see Jesus when he held the blind and the lame people. The blind able to see, the lame people able to walk. You can see Moses when he receiving the Ten Commandments through clouds. You can see here, Moses receiving. Abraham tried to sacrifice his son Isaac, but God sent a sheep instead of his son. This is actually from the Old Testament. This is Jacob's ladder, Jacob's dreaming, you can see here. And the tiny paintings here, the blue, it reflects the daily activity of the people in this world, daily activities, you can see here. Jesus, when he calmed the storm in the Sea of Galilee, when he calmed the storm. Here a parable of the paralytic man. Parable of the paralytic man when he stand and carry his bed. Here Jesus when he changed the water to wine, Cana in the wedding, when he turned the water to wine. When he came to here, Jesus when he chased out the merchants from the temple, you can see here. Lazarus when he rise from the dead. Jesus delegates Peter to look after the lamb. Here is a parable of the lost sheep. You can see here. And this one is a Palm Sunday, the entry of Jesus to Jerusalem. We call it Hosanna, 1 week before Easter. This is a Palm Sunday. And when he came to here, he is the one who found this monastery. His name is Abba Johannes. Abba means father. He is the one who found this monastery.
Johannes means John.
Yeah. And this is King Takla Haimanut. He was the king of Gojam region in this province. He is the one who gave his crowns for this monastery. That's why he is here with the guards. Kings always with their guards, you can see here. So this is more recent paintings actually. And here you can see one of the 9 saints. He is the one who found Devra Damo Monastery. His name is Abuna Aragawi. And he used to climb the mountain by the age of Paisan, and he found Devra Damo Monastery at the very top. But nowadays people, they used to climb Devra Damo Monastery by the age of rock, skin rock, about 15 meters. This monastery only allowed for men. So Devra Damo, which is found in the north part of Ethiopia from Tigray region. And those windows are open during the mass service, the tabernacle which is behind here. And this, they cover it to respect Saint Mary. Some individual person, they cover it to respect. But this one is during the night, they cover it to protect from the pigeon and from the monster. So this is what you see in this monastery. We will start here, we round, we finish. If we have a question, you are welcome. If not, we can proceed to the museum. You enjoyed?
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you very much.